this. Just copy this over so I can make sure I have this for later. Okay, actually, this is a good song. So wait, hold on. You pause right there. Pause, mister. Change to our Eden playlist. Liz knows the other Epidemic Sounds playlist. Tell us to get in the vibes. There you go. Slower. Boom. Capture. Two. Come on. Show, come on. Oh, you want your computer, you know what's going on here. Get it loaded up the way you want to. Minecraft. Right. There you go. Okay. Game capture. Why aren't you loaded? Oh, it's... You know, weird now. Why are you... It's right here. Right? Not delusional. Why aren't you showing? On OBS, excuse. Oh, bizarre now. What's we do? Ah. This is being interesting. Hold on. Squiggly. Back. Okay. Show Minecraft. Right there. I swear. Aren't you showing? Where are you at? Oh, where were you hiding? That's what I want to know. Where were you hiding thing? Once I did that, it seemed to fix it, but I don't know where I was hiding. Right. Let's see what Fang wants us to do. What's he got in mind for us to commence with? Let's find out. So I'm being very transparent because I can. We'll see. I did notice that, Medallion Fox. I did. I did notice that indeed. Alright. Let's head in. Just a normal day. Totally just here on a normal day with no preconceived notions of using my time whatsoever. This is such a very spontaneous time. Oh yes, look at the lovely world around me. I have no idea what I want to do today. Whatever shall I do? I should do some farming. That's a great way to spend my time. No one minds farming. Let's go at it now, shall we? It's a very normal day. Normal day in Eden. So now I don't have to go to school to spend more time with my boyfriend. Hey, that's nice. That's very good. Very good. We applaud that. Oh, look at that. Someone has messaged me. It seems to be Fang. This appears to be Fang. He wants to talk with me. Or actually, he says we need to talk. Let's see here. When did you have in mind to have such a conversation? No. About what would be best for you? I am just being too nice, so flexible. Serious lore face on. So many ills. Oh, look at that. He's also farming. How fancy. We're on the same page. Oh, you eels. You silly little eels. Silly little eels. salmon are for people to eat, not for you. But yes, you did, because the staircase is not as practical as the waterfall. Are you surprised? Are you surprised by me, Mousy, when I make one way of doing something? I always take it for the rest of my life. Do you know how many times I used the waterfalls back in normal Eden, back in the olden days? How many times I used those regular waterfalls when we would go up and down things? Do you know how many times I still used them, even well after we'd established that we made stairs that were better? Same. I know. As you should know, as you should indeed know. Well, it seems we definitely have no preconceived notions of what we want to do today. We should make sure we stay around here and talk with Fang, since he apparently wishes to speak with us about something. So if that to be the case, then let us make some... Hey God, oh, Virgil, good to see you. How are you doing tonight? So you're gonna take the wheat, and we're going to make some dough. So if actually we need to find cows so we can make some meat, make some lovely like burgers. Because we can make pasta dishes with mutton chops, make it with even squid ink. Technically speaking, we have the right things for it. So I guess we technically do. We do have technically squid. Assuming some ink sacks somewhere. Got 4. Actually, not as many as without. Let's go from Bon Jovi. It's my life now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. Oh, let's go and do some. Let's go and do. Mousy gonna remove the water. Well, then I'm gonna re-add the waterfall. I'm gonna add a secret waterfall, and Mousy will never know where it is. Secret hiding. Let's go get some more squid ink for our squid ink pasta that we want to make right now. Feel very inclined. La 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 la. I got some calamari with it too, which is also nice. Oh, I hear a lovely person. Hello, where are you? Trying to shoot me with tridents, eh? You keep missing. Are you a baby who's shooting me with tridents? Baby little trident zombie? Oh, jeez. You trident zombie, can you please stop? Thank you, baby trident zombie. Fish stew. Top. So we're trying to drown into a zombie. You know, I believe you can turn zombies into drowned. I don't know if you can do the reverse effect. So today, you know, maybe it is. If I got the trident, then I would be very sad for Gabe. That's all. That's all I'd say. I was definitely not expecting to find those already there. Also, the sad thing is these squids, once they get killed by them, just don't do any squid ink at all, which is very sad. But I think they do. These Neos are natural predators of every fish alive. Give me more squid ink, which actually really is because we'll need to make books anyway. Huzzah! More fish. Thank you for your meat. Beautiful donation. Hey, the Eden song. There. Alright, look at that. We got ourselves 14 now. That'd be worth it. Alright, let's go here then. Then we want all that. Also need tomatoes. 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 We got us tomatoes. They're lovely. They're lovely. 'Cause they are tomatoes. We got them. They're doing all the things we need them to do. We gotta make lots of dough. A pasta sauce is very good. We will make all the pasta, but we don't need this much, so don't worry. We're going to make just like this many pastas. They're quite good. There's all the pasta we need. The water right there. Singing, singing, singing a song as we go up and down the stairs that Mousy made us the great stairs. We love them. It's amazing. It's perfect. We've all this as small wheat together, and we add this right there, and add more calamari there, and then we got lots of food here. We're doing really great and doing nice, and we're just doing everything. We talk like this really fast because really fast, really fast, really fast, really fast, really fast, really fast. Gonna add some tomatoes. Gonna add some tomatoes. Ready? Have tomatoes here. We got tomatoes there. We're gonna do that right there. We're gonna do that right there. We're gonna do this there, and everything there. We're gonna do everything's good. You got lots of those and make those balls too. La 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 la. We're gonna do the waterfall there. Got the waterfall down and did. Ah, we're good. Everything's good. La 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 la. Tomato, tomato. Why isn't there no tomatoes there? Let me plant tomatoes there. No, I guess I can't. Maybe we need something else. I guess we need some grass to plant some seeds. Yeah, that's all. You're welcome. Hopefully that was entertaining. It was very entertaining for me. So, yeah. That's all I'll say. Alright, we ate seeds, apparently. Because that decided to be the poopy pants. I gotta do that now. Down the waterfall! Ah. Oh, my first time planting a seed. Impressive! Glad you all enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, let's see here. If I now get to the rent, Epic is gonna start yawning. After we've been spending it out like much time, just like literally doing like boring basic like listening to piano music, and I'm like, oh, action music, yawn. Oh, boring. I'm so tired already. I just do this, can't I? Wrong thing. Yes. Pasta me up. Look at all that pasta now we got. Nani? There we go. Raw pasta, raw eel, tomato, and ink sacs. We're making something delicious. Oh, hey, Phantom. Come to me, child. Squinting past, look at that. Divine. I'm gonna sleep it off. This Fang won't sleep. Sure. Yeah, we did. Done awkward silence with the knife. What do you mean awkward silence? It was great. It's called murder. Great, I failed. 2 arrows. Oh, Panda and Horse. How's it going, Zephaniah? You doing good? Oh, it's getting pasta we're getting. Look at that. It's also got, it gives 6. So this is only 5. This gives 6 and it gives nourishment for that long too. We need to name that Panda. I know. One day. Classic is this will cook regardless. Have all the amazing things in the bowl already, so you can just pick them up later. Oh, look, it's black. Frick. A little gurgly. Let's see here. Yeah, there's so many things we can do still, which is pretty funny. Okay. What's something I can do? Let's see here. I know later on you can do things with this. You can make compost still. Also can eventually turn this into more stuff. We haven't done anything with Botania. Actually, no, I wonder. I do. Let's see here. Let's search for the bookie thingy. Gotta be an instruction booklet for Botania. I know that Nova had one the other day. So we need the. Oh, I see. Lexica Botanica. Oh, fancy. Just need to do. You just need to give a book and a sapling. Okay, that's easy. Those actually can't check, but I've called the other thing because that's true. Let's see a book though. Sapling I can grab. Book though. We need sugarcane, which we honestly only have a little bit of. It's a shame. We still don't really have any leather. We got one leather, just because it's better than nothing. This is like, do I want to spend it on this, or do I want to like save the book for looking quill? But nah, it's more fun to write. See here. Got that. Magic tech naturally. Unlock progress. Pieces of mechanics. Welcome to Botania. Yes, it's just the basic explanation of everything. Tech mod. Yes. Never made grace to depends. That's true. We have not. Well, the fear of the beginning of my would I because I knew about the one, but the other one I didn't know about. Technically speaking. Okay. Thanks for the info. Let's go flowers. Yes, we see all the flowers. They do things. They run floral fertilizer. Ooh. Back from mystical petals. Yes, that's correct. They can grind petals into dye, just naturally speaking. Oh, I see. You can do bone meal with floral fertilizer. Good to note. Or if this is the same thing though. I see. If you ever find sort of long a particular, try burying a petal of that color and using a bone meal on it. How do you bury petals? First, the thing is that spinach can jump over one walk fence, they just jump and roll out, and then they happen to walk into and get you meals. Wow, that's a really scary cannon, I think. But I see. How do you do berry pills? I'm curious to know. Look at that someday. Let's see here. Let's go Botanica. We already know about that one. It's like, I love how it's like, yes, you can make this. Oh, you can change the cover. Ooh. That's pretty interesting. Petal apothecary, so you just gotta do plant life. I see. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you can make... Oh, interesting. So functional engineering flora. Right. Dude, brazier. I think that's probably probable because I was in chunks nearby the panic. I just jumped and left and having to restore the hill to their death. Yeah. Makes sense. Let's just make some cool carries just with that alone. Pure daisy. The pure daisy. Purifies any adjacent wood and stone blocks into the purified caverns, living wood and living. Oh. In a minute or so. Let's see here.
Knock.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'll be going.
It's certainly going.
Fair.
So, first off, how are you, Kanoka?
I mean, since we saw each other last, not much has really happened. I think pretty much the same. I have made a new type of food, squid ink pasta.
That sounds nasty.
It is, but it has great nourishment levels. It's a full course meal, and it gives 6 levels of hunger with one meal, so can't really complain about it much. Yeah, you should try it sometime.
We'll see. Okay.
Those things are
Well,
good.
do you have a jukebox?
At the moment, no.
Oh damn! I should have brought mine then.
Why do you need a jukebox?
I have an ambience disc which I could have played. It would have made the scene
Oh.
so much better.
I mean, if you want to, we can make a jukebox.
I mean, are you gonna use? I feel like your cogs are making you not be able to stop moving.
It's very possible, but I can, I can still be cheeky around it. So,
True.
if you want, the diamonds are this way. So if you want to grab a diamond from the chest, they're inside this one. You can work with that.
Let me find some wood here. There it is. Let's take some spruce wood. I don't know what all this music disc sounds like, so this could just be a waste. Where do you want to put it? Is that already have one?
Let's put it.
Right there.
Works. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
One second, I gotta do this so they can. We're gonna do that. I gotta make sure.
I don't think this works the way I wanted to.
No, it sounds like we're in like a crowded bar in like a D&D session.
We are. Anyway, so I had thought about how to start this conversation, and I decided that I'm just gonna be honest, because honesty is the best route, right?
Right.
100%.
Yes.
So, Gabe told me why Eden is back. He told me what you told him.
Okay.
Mind you, he hasn't told anyone else. I live with the dude, so,
Right.
it's gonna come out. And that's not the reason why I asked Mousy the other day. I was gonna ask Mousy anyway, because I'm asking everyone why they're back. But
I was noticing that.
yeah, I was literally just going around asking everyone. So, like, why?
Why?
Why is Eden back? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, like I mentioned to you when you first came back, pretty much the reason why we brought Eden back is because it was Lauren's idea to be able to create this place as a means for us to have a safe place where we could put Mousy while we would do some tests.
Okay. But how is that fair?
In what way?
Mousy's dying, correct?
Yes.
How is it fair to everyone else in the world who is suffering to put this one person in a space where they can live longer?
I don't exactly know why that question pertains exactly what's happening with Mousy. I mean, again,
Because
if you had a bottle of water that you could give to someone to drink, even though there's a million people in the world who need that bottle of water, would you not still give that bottle of water to someone so they could live?
maybe. But then I'd have to ask myself what makes that I would have to ask myself what makes that person more important than the rest. Why do I choose them over every single person?
I mean, in my particular case, in this instance, I think part just because, again, with the metaphor I have, if I'm the one who's in possession of that water bottle, I therefore am given the ability to make that decision on who the water bottle gets given to. Considering that it's mine.
Sure. But does it make it right?
I mean, I'm sorry. Terribly sorry.
Blame Sydney.
Of course yours at the same time mine. Well, yours started at the time I finished. But what I don't understand is why this would be such a point when I feel like all of us care very deeply about Mousy, her well-being. And this is something that she ultimately consented to.
Sure. But my problem is, Kanoka, is that how is it fair to everyone else that this one person gets to live?
I mean,
Because I'm like, I would have been in nearly the same boat as you, because I don't remember if I told you, but my parents died a few days before I got to see them, because it turns out they were alive.
oh,
And I tried to find them, and I did find them, but they died a few days of natural causes before I got to them.
can't remember if you mentioned that to me or not. Either way, it's still very, very sad.
Yeah. But I still would have never put them in a place where, even if they did give consent, I would never do it to them to where I put them in a place to where they would forget. Even if it's just a chunk. I wouldn't ever do that to someone. It's wrong.
And ultimately, unfortunately, that was not my choice to make. That was not something I specifically wanted. That was something that Mousy herself asked for, and that's the only reason why it's happened the way it is. I didn't have any role in that. That was something that Lauren told me about afterward. She said that Mousy had told her that she didn't want her memories of life outside of Eden. And so that's why she can't remember that. Because she specifically said that to happen.
You know, it's how it always starts, Kanoka. It's how everything has always started, just by one little thing that someone wanted. And it's always gone so wrong.
What in this case? What do you mean by what someone wanted going wrong?
Let's look back a sec. What Levi wanted, at least from my point of view, was a community, sure, that he could be in control of. Sure. That part's not the best. But he wanted a community. He wanted a group of people to be able to work together and survive while going through challenges of the day-to-day life. That's what Levi wanted. Did he want to be in control of that? Did he want to be a god? Sure, 100%. Bad shit. And now, look where we're all back in. We're all back in Eden because someone just wanted to live a little longer. When maybe it's not meant to.
Okay, and again, I'm seeing what you're going for, but again, I don't. There's a big distinction that can be made between what Levi tried to do, which was he took over the Eden simulation. He took over Rachel's hometown, brainwashed people, brainwashed us, made us purposely forget things that we shouldn't have forgotten, manipulated us into thinking a certain way about certain things, and then forced us to fight each other in order to create tests to see how effective his methods were. That's very different from, oh, we have this software that we're using to make a utopia that we already had developed anyway, and we're going to use it as a means to help one of our friends be in a safe location where she can be able to live a bit longer, or even just live in general, whilst we're in the middle of trying to figure out how to help her. Those are very different things.
But yet, look what you guys did. Maybe you weren't involved, but you still know you took away someone's memories, maybe with their consent, sure. But it doesn't matter that you're still playing with other people's lives.
But that was something she literally asked for.
I didn't know why Eden was brought back, yet so many other people did. Why was that? Matt knew, Rachel knew.
The reason why Rachel knew is because she was living with us. She lived with us for quite some
right.
time, as you're well aware. And so her and Mousy had a very close relationship that they developed. And so she was one of the first people we wanted to tell because we knew that she would be important. There's also the part of the element is that we needed to check with her to make sure that she was okay if we still use the Eden Project for this endeavor. And so that's why we did that. As for Matt, also for a similar reason that he was close to Mousy and they developed a trusting relationship. Those two that you mentioned are literally the only two who actually were informed about what specifically was the reason that happened,
Then
outside of
why
myself
wasn't anyone
and
else
Lauren.
informed, Kanoka? Why didn't anyone else know? If you're gonna use the defense of, oh, everyone else cares about Mousy, which sure 100% true. I care about Mousy. I don't want to see Mousy die. But why wasn't anyone else informed?
Because
Why we all went through hell together, Kanoka. Why can't you all trust us?
I never said that I didn't trust you. It's simply a matter of, is it information you need to know, or is it information that ultimately doesn't matter in the scope of what your role is here? Like, I get that you care about Mousy and would want it to know, but it wasn't, when we looked at who we talked to, we deliberately only chose people who were close to us. We spent the most time with. Maybe you would have been involved in the conversation, but you were gone. When we went to Rachel, and we assumed you would have been in contact with her, you weren't around. I was still obviously able to get an invitation out to you about Eden, but I wasn't going to tell you in that invitation why we were doing what we were doing necessarily, because I didn't know where you were at. So I understand your frustration, but at the same time, the point of Eden when it comes to what your involvement was to be was not necessarily having to be centered around Mousy. The idea was to still build a community that cares. If everyone knows, my fear at least, is that everyone's going to try and cater to Mousy. Even before I found out that she was trying to root for memories. I thought that she wasn't. I came in here thinking that we would just continue where we left off and everything would be fine. We'd be able to talk about the fact that she's ill and figure that all out, and that would just come out in conversation with people because she would be aware of it. But no, now it's something we have to hide because she didn't want to know.
Kanoka, you used in this argument, you used a distinction between what Levi did and what you and Lauren are doing.
Correct.
With one of the points you made, you both are doing. Whether or not you class it as what I'm about to say is up to you, but for me, it absolutely is. You are still using people and manipulating them to your benefit because, and to Mousy's benefit as well, because we weren't informed, we don't know the truth. We came here not knowing that means that we are being manipulated. We don't have the full picture. And that is what manipulation has always been about, is spreading misinformation and making sure people don't have the full picture. That is what manipulation is, and that is exactly what you and Lauren are doing.
I disagree in the fact that I don't think we're spreading misinformation, because it's one thing to lie to people, but we haven't. We haven't lied to anyone. Everyone who decided, hey, I want to be here as an Eden part of the project is going to receive money at the end. We have funding for that. That's true. The reason it's opened partially is because Lauren and I were already working on Eden as part of tests. This idea with Mousy is certainly the reason we expedited the process and are having it come out now. But we would have already used Eden in the first place. It was already under development because Lauren finally came to terms with everything she went through and was willing to put effort back into it again. And so I disagree. We aren't misinforming people. We're telling them certainly selective information because we don't want everyone to know. Because, again, if the world found out that Mousy, one of the original testers on the Eden Project, was sick for some unknown reason, that would get a lot of media attention, especially after everything happened with Levi. And I don't want that for her or our life.
I think this conversation is definitely proven where you stand
On what?
and where I stand. Kanoka, my problem has always been the fact, since coming back here, is that you ask people to come back to a hell that they were trapped in for another person's sake, just so you guys could give Mousy something fun to do. Because that's what this is. That's all this is. Because if you cannot find a way to help Mousy out in the real world, that's all this is. Something fun for Mousy to do before she goes. And you wanted to bring everyone back into the hell that they had to withstand for so long just to do that.
I mean, if this place was so bad, then why would you come back? I invited you. You had the ability to decline. No one was expected to have to come back. Nobody was. And I know you and Gabe seem to have some sort of savior complex about making sure everyone's safe, but at the same time,
Gabe
that tells
have a choice.
Gabe doesn't have a choice necessarily, but he still has a choice with what he chooses to do with that time and that space. I understand his trauma.
Did he
I
tell
don't
you?
understand yours.
Did he tell you what happened to him when we left?
Yes, he told me about the fact that he was, in essence, in a void space, but that ultimately at the time he was okay because he knew we were gone. That was the idea. That's what he wanted to have happen. You know, when we decided to go fight against Levi, he accepted that we were going to be leaving, and that was okay. And then once Eden restarted, he was no longer in a void space, and then we all came back, and now he doesn't want us here.
My trauma, Kanoka, as you asked, you don't know what my trauma is. My trauma is the mere fact that after everything we went through, you guys still decided, hey, let's just keep going with this.
What would you expect us to do? Just let Eden die?
Yes. Let it fade.
But what? But why, when that was literally Lauren's life that she spent on, part of my valuable work, we're bringing it back so we can redeem it, so that it's no longer having to sit there and be this horrible thing, because it was never meant to be a horrible thing. By bringing it back, we have a chance to actually do something good with it.
Every time Eden has been involved with anything, it has only caused tragedy. How can you, how can you bring something back that has killed people?
It wasn't Eden that did that. That was Levi who did that, using Eden
But
as a tool.
He used Eden as a catalyst to do it.
I mean, for lack of a better term, it's like you're saying again that the Eden tool, you're basically saying we should just get rid of it completely, even though it can completely serve good purposes, useful purposes.
Something can only serve good purposes till the wrong person gets it. That's what happened with Levi. And I guarantee that's what's going to happen again.
But
because people lie, people manipulate, and they get what they want through it. That's what Levi did. That's what other people are willing to do. And they will see Eden as a good tool to do it.
well, then why do you think Laura and I have been spending so much time working on making sure security is better this time?
Have all the security you want. It doesn't matter if the person gets close to you, like Levi did for so many people.
Well, admittedly, I don't know much about that on that side of things. That wasn't my role at the time. So that's a conversation to have with Lauren. But I understand your concern. But again, I can't justify losing what Eden's potential is simply because we are afraid someone will use it in a bad way. When literally, yes, it can be a tool for bad, but it's not designed to be. Levi had to make special effort to make it into something that it wasn't designed to be.
I just don't understand how you can justify bringing Eden back when it's killed people, Kanoka.
I honestly don't have any other explanation other than the fact that Eden wasn't what killed people. You know, it's like saying, hey, someone died at this restaurant, let's never open this restaurant again because someone died here. And I don't agree with that logic. You might find that a bit more concerning than I do, and I don't berate you for that, but I don't appreciate you coming here making me feel like I'm a villain for something that I ultimately don't think has any villainous intent. And I've done everything in my power to make sure that everything's okay. Especially because it's so heavy involved with Mousy.
All right. The main reason I wanted to come here and talk to you was because I want to know the true reason why Eden was started, and why some people didn't receive the information that I feel like is pivotal. Because you could have just said, "Oh yeah, by the way, Mousie's like sick, and we put her. We're doing this for that, and blah blah blah. She doesn't know, or well, obviously you didn't know that, but there was a way to do this without being so goddamn secretive. Because that's where the trouble starts. Is when people are hiding shit. Because it is the innate human nature to want to find out what it is. That's part of the reason why why I'm a detective outside of Eden. Because it's my human nature to want to know stuff. I want to figure mysteries out. And that's what everyone in Eden is so used to having to do. All of us, for a long time, had to fight just so we had some little scraps of information. And now here we all are keeping secrets from each other again. I won't say that I'm not keeping secrets, because I am. But I don't think those secrets necessarily pertain to Eden. I think everyone else should know about Mousy. And you can just be like, hey, don't act any different. I think the people in Eden are capable of that. I just wish you trusted us a little more. I get that's not fully about trust, but it's a big part of it.
I understand where you're coming from. However, at the same time, I can't fully agree because this was if this was your piece of information to share, would you share that with people? If your brother was sick, would you tell everybody? Or if he asked you to not tell everyone, would you only tell the people he specifically said, please talk to these people?
I might. But just as you are, I am also a flawed individual. I'm in this argument. I'm not claiming to be above anyone else because I would probably make the same mistakes. But I think it's important to know the other side.
Well, I do. I mean, I understand the idea of not having information. It's something again we aren't trying to do, but this is literally the only thing that is a quote unquote secret, and the reason is because she specifically said this is who I want to be told, and unfortunately, that's the choice that's been made. That's the choice I'm going to choose to abide by. And I hope you respect that decision too. Because ultimately, you have the information now. You can do what you want with it. But at that point, that also means that you're responsible for what you choose to do with the information.
For one, I don't plan on telling anyone anything because it's not my information. If someone's gonna say something about it, it should be you or Lauren or Rachel or Matt. The only reason I know is because you told Gabe and Gabe felt it was impertinent to tell me.
Right, which I appreciate your honesty.
And I know Gabe didn't mean any malice when he told me. He simply thought that I ought to know.
And again, I'm not saying you wouldn't have been involved had you been with Rachel at the time. You probably would have found out.
Here's my last question for the night, Kanoka. Say if my brother was sick. You had no part in Eden. And I ask you to come back without saying any good reason. Just saying, hey, we're opening this back up. You get some money out of it. Would you go?
Well, I mean, in this particular context, if all I knew is that you were the one who had invited me,
Our roles were reversed. With Sin being sick, not Mousy. Would you go?
is this assuming I knew that your brother is sick or assuming not?
No.
So I wouldn't know. Well, if you messaged me out of the blue, so let's just say, hey, you said, hey, I've got this really great world named Tundra. I really want you to come by. I would go because you're my friend. And that would be enough.
Okay.
Even if this Tundra had a lot of issues for me, I would trust you enough that you would know well enough to only invite me to something you thought was safe enough for me. Because we've gone through a lot together. And I know that you wouldn't risk my life unnecessarily. That's my stance.
All right. Well, thank you for having this conversation with me, Kanoka.
Of course.
I apologize if it got a little heated.
It's okay. I know there's a lot of tension right now about this particular issue. I don't like that you and Gabe are off on your own. And I don't necessarily, I'm not saying join us, because I can't expect that of you. But don't let yourselves become a closed off chamber or an echo chamber where you just reiterate the same concepts to each other and don't let other opinions.
I think that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk to you.
And I know that's something Gabe wanted to, because I asked him to come and speak with me, and then we had our own heated conversation.
Again, like I said to you, knowing the other side is important, and that goes for both of us.
Right.
Even if I don't agree, I now have a little bit of an understanding,
Right.
which is better.
I appreciate you wanting to clear that up and talk with me personally, because that is far better than, well, only
The alternative.
assuming what you're doing by asking random people why they
Yeah.
came to Eden, and then me
Well, no,
having no
I was
idea.
just genuinely curious.
Right. But it just seemed a bit odd when I literally just finished talking with Gabe about the reason why.
Well, no, because
And
like
then suddenly
on
I
my
hear,
first day here, I asked you.
right,
Okay.
which is
And
fair.
then
And I mean, and I explained what I could to you at
right,
the time.
right. And then on my second day, I asked Rachel, and she said what she could explain at the time. And then that day I was like, oh, Matt, Lucario, and Mousy are all on. Well, let me go ask them. And then I ran into Gabe on the way
Mm-hmm.
because he was coming from his conversation with you back to our base, and we ran into each other. So we just decided to tag along.
Gotcha.
It was a very large coincidence, I will say that.
Okay. I mean, I trust you. I won't doubt that. Um, just I get worried, and again, like you said, really in this case, in my opinion, the only thing that could possibly undermine Eden for what it is if someone somehow internally did something. And so I just be careful. I don't want that to sound threatening because it's not meant to be, but I know that Lauren and I partially won't hesitate to make sure Mousie's okay. And we invited you because we trust you and want you to be here. You didn't have to come here. But because of the way we have things, people can leave Eden without having to be evicted. If you want to disconnect right now and go to the grocery store and pick up some apples, you could.
I don't need apples, but all right.
I'm just saying it's something you could do.
Right.
Something I've done. I've had to get out to be able to work on the code and figure things out security-wise. I haven't been just sitting here all day. It's not like the past where we were all just hooked into Eden. That was it. So I just be careful. Don't. If you have problems, talk about it first, which I know you already have. But I warn you as a meaning of, warning Gabe as well, because if Lauren were to find out for some reason that you guys are creating dissent among people, she wouldn't hesitate to be like, okay. And then
I mean, we're not technically.
I know you're not.
We're literally only talking to this about this stuff to each other, and us talking to you. That's as far as it's gone.
Right.
That's as far as I planned. Well, no, because I'll probably talk to Rachel about it, but that's between me and Rachel because we have other shit that we need to get through.
Right.
And that'll probably just come up in conversation.
Yeah.
But my only request is just take every single step necessary or just possible to make this as secure and good as it can be, because I trust you and Lauren, I do, but at the same time, like, it's just Eden does not hold good hopes for me. I came back for my own reasons a little bit more than just to see if everyone will be okay, but
and I don't expect you to share those things with me if you don't want to.
Again, it's a secret that I have, which I should probably tell, but I'm not going to.
Again, I'm of a different perspective, and I don't expect you to tell secrets if there's something that value, because I trust you enough to not share that. And yes, I'm saying this somewhat passive aggressively, but
thanks.
because I have the right to do so right now. I genuinely don't mind if you don't tell me. If you want to, you're welcome to do so. But I trust you enough as a person that I'm not going to question your motives. Maybe that's my downfall. We've been through enough together that I don't want to put that in jeopardy.
Fair enough. My motives aren't anything like sinister or malicious. I'm just
If
genuinely.
they were, you wouldn't tell me. I would think.
Well, yeah. Well, duh. But
Just waiting for you to do your evil monologue and turn and be like, hey, little does he know, I'm secretly planning to destroy the world. And then just, yeah. I have heard you have a mafia inside your head, so, you know, might
that's for difference.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a detective, so it like kind of makes sense. Kind of.
Kind of, sort of. Your arch enemies are inside your head talking with you.
Keep your enemies closer, man. Keep your enemies closer.
I suppose so. Well, then I guess I should be at least a few more feet away.
No, I have no plans on doing anything malicious or sinister or anything like that. I genuinely just want everyone to be able to disconnect from Eden and be okay.
Right. Concern is duly noted.
And if I need to talk to Lauren about it, that's gonna be a handful of a conversation, but I'll do it.
This is very true. Again, I mean, I appreciate that I'm not as into her, but I will admit that she also appreciates when people come to her. That's something I've learned more about her over the years. Well, the year.
Well, yeah.
Is that she's honestly very friendly when it comes to actually having conversations. She enjoys it.
See, I appreciate Lauren as a person. I do. But my problem is, and hold this as a grudge because it absolutely is.
It's a grudge.
Really,
okay.
It's. I mean, what I'm about to say is a grudge.
Okay.
It's very petty, but it's always something that just lingers in the back of my mind, and I understand why it happened the way it did. It just lingers. It's just one of those things. But like when Rachel joined and I joined and Matt joined and Pear joined, all of us joined in that like second stage, I suppose.
Right.
You guys like made this original group of like, yeah, we're the originals. We just like had secret club meetings and we just had to like sit there and twiddle our thumbs trying to figure out what on earth was going on.
Well, I understand. Yeah, I understand that grudge.
I get it.
I think it's funny and ironic again, considering you're going on about all these secret keeping things. When literally the reason we did that is because she didn't trust you, because she didn't know who you were or where you came from.
Right. Like I get it. I understand the perspective there. It makes sense. I would have done the same.
Mm-hmm.
But like, bro, it just it's just one of those things. You know?
No, I know. I believe me. I understand when you're someone who's in the middle who was already crossing both sides anyway. You're talking to someone who already understood the need to share information.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Are you the mayor yet?
No, Lauren has stripped that from me for some reason. She's like, "Nope, you're not mayor," and I'm like, "What? Okay."
Bro,
so I don't know. I think we have to do re-elections or something. I guess.
Kanoka should be mayor.
He's a full UK government.
I mean, if we do elections, they'll probably vote for you. I won't lie.
Maybe. The council probably remain the same though. I'd still probably have Mousy and Rachel as my council.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Mm-hmm. It kind of scares me, but Rachel told me that Sin, wee lad, good buddy of mine,
correct,
good old brother. So apparently, like 3 months ago, he came looking for me.
Oh.
And that's a problem because he's really good at finding things. Obviously, I don't want him back in Eden because I see Eden as dangerous.
Unfortunately, government, I don't technically have my own car. If you want to talk about extended warranty, I'm certainly down. It's worth it. Right.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So I just have to, again, sit here, twiddle my thumbs, and see if he ever shows up.
I mean, I didn't really extend the invitation to him for... Well, I mean, if you talked with Rachel, then I'm sure you would know why I wouldn't have reached out to him to re-invite him.
I mean, to be fair, Sebastian isn't that bad of a guy.
No, he's not.
Because, like...
But there are...
The things that he did, definitely out of pocket. But the reason that he went after me was because he he just really thought that I was the cause of it.
Right.
Or no, that's what. Hold on, I'm getting my lore mixed up. He thought
Hmm.
he was the cause of it, and so he was angry that I forgave him. That's right. Sorry, I got my lore mixed up.
You're fine. You're fine.
MB. That was a long time ago that lore was created.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Yes, it was. Yep. I remember.
But he knew who Levi was, and he was pretty essential to getting Rachel's memories back in when I was Marcus.
Mm.
So it's not all bad.
Right. Gotcha.
Mance tries his best.
Yes. This is very, very true. But yeah, I think just for you know, relational reasons, I don't know if we would have invited him back, even though obviously he certainly, from an outside standpoint, but in light of circumstances, don't know if we would have having him.
I feel like most he would have done is get along with Gabe really well, which is a problem in all senses.
Oh no, I'm sure in that sense, but it's
I get what you
when
mean.
you're dealing
Both
with
Rachel and him.
yes, and because of again Rachel having such a close connection with Mousy, it was very imperative that she would be here. So
Okay.
there's a bit of bias there, but I also will admit I would not be surprised if there's still a glimmer of Sin's original code in here somewhere, even if it's not the full version of him. It'd be his AI version. So if we were looking to have a good time, sure.
Oh no. Sorry, I don't want to get my body possessed again. I'm good, thanks.
Oh, okay. I'll scratch that off my list of to do. Do not reinfect
You have, like, a
Fang with
bucket
Sin.
list?
Yeah.
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out. Was it Sin that put his own code in mine? Or was it Levi who did that just to fuck with us?
Admittedly, I don't know. That was never
I feel
something.
like Levi would do that to fuck with us.
Very probably. He's the kind of person.
And I don't think Sebastian has the brains to do that.
Oh, really? He's none? No brains?
I mean, coding and just computer shit was never his bread and butter. In
Fair.
fact, bread and butter is his bread and butter.
Ah, he's a chef.
Kinda. He makes okay grilled cheese.
That sounds like about 95% of the population. My
Why are you
distinguishing
dissing me like
factor,
that,
I
bro?
make mediocre grilled cheese. Okay, and
It's like extra mediocre though. Extra in the middle. Anyway, I should probably go because I have tunnels to dig.
that is very fair. I will probably tend to a bit more gardening, and then admittedly there wasn't much I really needed to do tonight. I came on to quickly check a few things and totally not make sure I was here to talk with someone. Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Because I would have had more things to do, but again, like I said before, unfortunately work comes first. And since I have
Absolutely.
since Eden in itself is both a project I'm part of as well as a project I'm working around, then unfortunately it requires that I can't always be here. Because I have to manage the outside world pretty well. So
Scary.
it is.
The
Again.
outside world's scary.
Again, I sincerely
there.
wonder why you would have had such a problem wanting to come back here when you're fully aware of this fact.
You know, I won't lie. Eden sucks for me. But is it truly preferable to the outside world? Because it might just be.
It's like, I hate this, but do I hate it more than everything else? No.
At least in Eden, we don't have to deal with COVID. Right? Kanoka, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Kanoka?
Definitely.
Not.
Definitely not like we totally put it here on purpose. That's for sure.
Oh no, bro. I'm about to add some real.
Yo, Emolepsy. How's it going, or Emolepsy?
Anyway. I will be off.
Okay, sounds good. I
Yeah, one day when Gabe is more comfortable with people being near our homes, I will have to show you my base because I'm. You know how ambitious I am with my homes.
You are terribly ambitious. That's very true.
Lighthouse, mountain with a castle. This time I'm going with just an entire town as my home.
Oh, I see. I see.
So pretty dope.
Good vibes. I understand. All right. Well, then I'll let you head back off in your adventure.
And as you know, I have to have it. I have a secret piston door.
As you should.
As I should. All right. See you later.
All right. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Sorry, we're in the middle of finishing up a lore moment from the lore SMP that I'm currently part of. Hello. Welcome. We have some lovely new visitors. Welcome from the is it epilepsy or emelepsy? I'm curious because I read it already. I said email like I saw it or ML. I guess it would be either one. I'm curious, but welcome. Thank you everyone who's joined in. Hello. Thank you for the follow, Anarchy and Chaos, aka Brendan with 2 N's, Laserbeam, and Tam Rose. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Thank you very much for stopping by and hanging out. How would be it going on this fine evening? What I saw you obviously were doing some Minecraft. What were you up to? Also, in terms of the chat, welcome Squishy Sapnap, as well as Tamrose, as well as Akval McSreen, and Brandon. Hello, Frankie Frank. Good to see you, and Laserbeam, who is listening very well, which is nice. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. And Dragon X2. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hey, Carly. Welcome back. Grasshopper. 'Tis true indeed. Yes. Be Wonderlust. Yeah. Oh, hey. Good to see you again. I feel like I recognize your name. Even if it said you are new. I feel like I've seen people with a similar name. It's a very cool name, though. And Oreo Pizza, hello. Sorry, I'm going back through again. We got Moth Lover. Good for you. I don't care for moths much, but if you love them, that's important. And hi, Zalini. Also, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so if you guys are all coming in from the magical world of Emmy, Emil, whomever in terms of the pronunciation, what was your favorite part of the stream? I would love to get to know what cool things you were up to while you are here. I am here. I'm Kanoka. I am a Minecraft role player at heart. I do a lot of Minecraft roleplay stuff for a job, as well as in obviously streaming capacities. When I'm playing Minecraft, I do a lot of lore fun stuff. But this is the Eden SMP. It's a lore-based SMP that I'm part of with my friends, and a lot of other streamers that kind of have come together. And so we were just in the midst of finishing up a lore moment I was promised to have tonight with a friend of mine. I've been doing a lot of extra work stuff because I had a weird day today at work, and just in life in general. So I've been kind of attending to that, and then came on here for a bit so I could do some things. I'll probably be finishing up on Eden shortly. I'll still plan to stream though while I do some building in the background for a Minecraft video I've got to record tomorrow for my job. But that's always, in my opinion, a fun time to just chat with people and get to know them a little better. So if that's the kind of thing that you're into, then feel free to check me out a little more. I tend to do lots of Minecraft stuff now. I was, for a few months before Eden came back, I kind of had been taking some time just to kind of get my feet wet in a few other games and spend some time with some other friends. But yeah, so it's just it's a good old time. You got artifacts, so I can sprint on water, which is kind of fun. As would no doubt be neat in general. Really want that fish. Excuse me. Oh, that was a big suctiony sound. But yes, we are currently in Arc 4 of Eden. This is our 4th instance of it. You touched grass today? Yo! That's awesome. Congratulations. Yes. No, no, Sydney. No. Only Jesus is Jesus. I would never try to compare. Let's see here. We got full water. I'll put this all back in here. It's mod SMP if it wasn't already clear enough based on all the extra cool things we got here. See, come on, water. Exactly. But honestly, touching grass is a cool thing. I actually touched some grass today too, which is pretty awesome, I will say. Grassford, did you consent to this? That's true. We'll never know. We'll never know. Da 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 da. Okay, let's see here. It's all fine there. My goodness. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's 9:49 my time, of course. Anything else I wanted? Oh, were you upside down just now? Or is that just my imagination? Stop yawning. You're welcome, Mousy. This is my job, making sure you feel tired since 2022. Will's finished coloring for drawing inspired by TD. Ooh, oh no. I already know exactly what you're talking about when you say that. Something to do with Rhino, I'm sure. For those who aren't aware, Rhino Dragon is someone who I've done role plays with on the channel. Actually, we just hit our 5-year anniversary the other day on YouTube, which was pretty cool. But he is a bit of a sassy British bean, and people enjoy giving him some interesting times. It's not Rhino. I see. Interesting. Kano with the godlike Lars walking about it. Indeed. All the power is mine. You know, all the time. Very clearly. All the time. All the cool things. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything else. This is not a house I've made, by the way. This is a house I'm living in, but this is currently with my in-lore partner, Mousy. She's in the chat right now. But, you know, she's out of lore, obviously, being in the chat. So she's not in the character at the moment. We're just having a vibey time. What else? Anything else I need to do? Oh, there's a round. Hi! Let's go fight you. Eat you. Jesus. Hello. Ah, yes. Oh, lots of fish, actually. I can get more fish meat. Aussie is indeed grandma. Aussie is the best grandma. Let's get some fish. Grab that real quick, and then we can do what we set out to do. I am old woman. You're multiple women. You're all the old women in the world. Oh, so many fish. These eels are so nasty. They just go around murdering everything. Stop murdering everything, eels. Not yours to murder. Nice. These lovely little creatures here. The grasshopper major here, you know, if you're gonna get me by anyone, grasshoppers are definitely the way to go because they are pretty sound of mind. Just if you take Disney's word for it. Up the mountain we go. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Ah! OMG, OMG, what is it, Mousy? What tragedy has befallen you? Sailor is sleeping and Carol's looking to lay down here. Cat progress? What? Oh, okay. No worries. See you later, Wonderlust. Thank you very much for being here. Good to see you. Much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Hope he lays down. If he does, that would be pretty awesome. I would say Mousy might like the Kano or oh geez. Oh dear, I already. If you're saying that, I'm guessing I know. Is it the Kano-fied version of what would happen to Rhino earlier, which technically was also happened to me first? Is that what you're doing? Are all y'all getting on the weird, effeminate K-boy, effeminate Kano area of things? I see. All y'all being wackadoos. You know, fortunately, I'm secure enough in my own sense of Kano-ness, which is me being a male, that I am okay with people making fan art of me as a female or dressing me in female clothes because you know what? As we all are aware, gender is partially constructed. I do believe that you are assigned, and I believe that can be important. At the same time, in terms of how you choose to identify yourself as, and in terms of how you choose to identify the way you like to present yourself, that's up to you. You know, I can still be a boy and still do boy things. Or, you know, when I'm wearing cosplays, I can wear women's shirts, and it does not make me a woman for wearing a woman's shirt. I can wear women's clothes if I want to, if they have cool costume purposes, okay? Okay, that's my justification, and I'm fine with that. And even if I didn't, I can still do it if I want to, because it's just clothes. They're just clothes. That's all. Okay, I'm on a weird tangent here right now. I am going to proceed to do what I was doing before all this, which is, I'm very sorry for those who are like, yes, we are for the Minecraft content. I'm still going to do Minecraft things. But oh, he left. No, I can do whatever you want. K-boy, who hurt you? Y'all are hilarious. I swear, y'all are hysterical. Imagine having a gender. I mean, I mean, you know, at one point you did, technically speaking. And then you chose that you're like, nah, I don't need this anymore. Just discard gender. Um, but again, as long as you have your sense of individuality and you still are a person, then I wholeheartedly agree. You're welcome to have what you have to you. I lost it in the war. My goodness. But no, Sydney, no Eve statues. You know, I bet Emmy lost their gender on the war on drugs. That's what happened. War on drugs. Robots have no gender. I mean, you say that, but in the same sense, the same sense that people are like, okay, I want to choose to discard my binary. I, as a robot Kano, have indeed selected my gender binary, and I choose to associate with that, even if technically speaking, I am a robot who can't. Even though in the lore, this is just a avatar. I am a human outside of this world, but in real life too, but also in lore. But also just my eyes. Oh, that's just the way the pattern looks. The eyes are just normal. But Kano as a robot does associate with being male, and if we are sticking with the technicalities of the current, you know, trying to go against gender conformity, then that would also apply in the same way that I can be male if I so choose. Particularly both binary and non-binary exterminative binary code. Yes, exactly. You mentioned it before, which I think is very true. But okay, all right. I am going to sneak myself back. I'm going to be mean. I sneak myself